Hello friends, welcome again to my YouTube channel Global Tales and Trails with another video in which I am explaining the process of immigration to the United States on national interest waiver visa. In my previous video I explained about what this visa type is and how it can be beneficial for the skilled workers with exceptional qualities, exceptional abilities. Today I am explaining the process of preparing the application bundle for this visa type. The main requirement for EB2 NIW visa type are discussed. Then what is the petition letter, how can it be prepared, what are the content in the petition letter, and how can the recommendation letters be prepared, and in the end I will be explaining what can be the future endeavor and future plan statements be. As I explained in my previous video, that NIW requires three different things. First of all, the advanced degree, secondly, the exceptional ability, and thirdly, in order to waive off the requirement of job certificate, labor market certificate, one needs to prove that his previous work has significant worth and he has the endeavors that are of substantial merit as well as the national importance for the United States. So in this regard, the document that is very important is the petition letter. The main document in whole of this NIW application bundle is petition letter. This is a lengthy document. It can run up to like 25-30 pages because it needs to explain each and everything that is required to justify the waiver from employment offer. So first of all, the petitioner, the applicant, prepares the letter of future endeavors which are of substantial merit as well as the national importance. Let me tell you one thing, that there is no uniform pattern for this petition letter. There is no uniform draft or no uniform style for this. One can just arrange it according to his or her specific requirements, specific case. It is important to connect to the future endeavors and build your argument based upon your previous experience, your previous achievements, and your previous jobs and like that achievements. Petition letter also contains the reference letters from independent or dependent experts in your field, and these can be independent, means that from the persons, experts in your field who are not known to you directly, but they know your work, they know your projects, your research, and things like that. And dependent experts are those with whom you have worked in past as a colleague on some project and things like that. So the generic petition letter format is, it contains, first of all, it starts with a small statement about the applicant's current standing, like it is told in these short lines that the applicant, the petitioner, is member of some professional bodies and he has blah blah proposed endeavors, and his endeavors can be beneficial for the United States, like substantial merit and national importance kind of things must be explained in brief summary in the start. It is kind of you can say the brief introduction in the start, and then one by one each and everything must be explained with suitable details and suitable background information. Applicant's proposed endeavor has substantial merit because of, for example, that requirements in the United States. For example, United States have some environmental targets to achieve in near future, so environmental engineers can lie into that category of substantial merit and national importance. Some people can talk about like pollution. Some people can talk about, for example, their housing industry, for example, their computer science and data sciences industries and things like that. So whatever the fields are, as I mentioned in my previous video, that the matter of Danasar expands the list of potential professions very widely. Therefore, many people, many different fields are eligible for this, and for every specific field there can be different type of explanation to justify the substantial merit and things like that. So you can say the idea is that people should write at least 2 to 4 endeavors that they intend to achieve after reaching in the United States, and those endeavors are obviously beneficial for US on the lines of substantial merit and national importance. And then they must back their future endeavors with their previous experience, their previous projects, their previous research contributions, and like that. Number 4 in this list of petition letter is should be applicant is well positioned to advance the proposed endeavor based because of her education and previous experiences, as I earlier mentioned, and education and skills must be listed in this record of success, what projects you have already completed and what achievements you have, what awards you have won, what appreciations you have won, and things like that must be enlisted. Each and every bit of your success, your contribution toward your field must be highlighted in these things. So I am trying to further explain about this record of success things. There can be numerous things like your previous projects, as I mentioned, and their connection with the future endeavors. Your let us say some researchers can argue that his or her research is useful, beneficial for the United States based upon these reasons, and his research, his previous contributions are connected to his future endeavors in this way, and things like that his work has been cited, his work has been quoted in different research articles, different projects, different publications, different media articles, for example, and things like that. So it can be said that this is actually the point where you need to link your previous jobs, your previous expertise, your previous achievements to the future endeavors after reaching the United States. And then on the basis of all these 4 sections, one comments like that he must be, or one please to the United States Citizen and Immigration Service Department, UCSIS department, that he must be waived off from the level certification. And in the end it is concluded like half a page for in which the conclusion from all previous things should be given. And whatever you write in this whole petition letter must be backed by thorough evidences. So these number 7 is index of exhibits or annexes, is actually the list of the references, list of the documents that you have mentioned in your petition letter and their proofs, like for example your publications, for example your project proposals which have won some funding, or your some project contribution certificates, and their link towards the your endeavors is justified based upon them, so you must include all of them. Letter of recommendation is just coming ahead what is this and how it should be prepared. So letter of recommendation should also be annexed in this document. There is a petition letter. Academic and professional background must be included, like your degrees, PhD degree, your master's degree, your experience letters, and things like that. Then peer reviewed publication, citation, project approvals, anything related to that must be listed. Any other things, 11 is others, like if someone is a researcher, so he must include the documents, like if he has been reviewing some articles for different journals or conferences, he has organized some conference, some events, some workshops, and things like that. He has been heading some research groups, some departments, some other managerial or administrative activities, for example. And similar, he might have worked as a session chair or resource person in some conference or some workshop. So all these things must be attached with the petition letter. So moving ahead to the recommendation letters formats. So there is no compulsory format for the recommendation letter, but these are, and in fact this is not the compulsory requirement for petition for NIW. So it must be noted that we are trying to strengthen our arguments that we should be given the waiver from the labor market certificates. So in order to get this target, we try to include as much as information as possible. So letter of recommendation is also one thing. 2 to 6 recommendations letters are enough, and at least half of them must be from independent experts, as I mentioned earlier, what is independent and what is dependent. So, and the reference letter, recommendation letter must not be more than 2 pages. It should be 1.5 page, or at most 2 pages. And the recommendation letter must mention the address of the recommender, the date on which this recommendation letter is issued, and where that recommender is based. He is a university professor, he is some manager in your previous company or someone. So, but it should be noted that recommenders should have some sound standing in the society, in the in your field. In each letter, the recommender should tell about yourself, how he knows you or she knows you, and appreciate your previous projects. For example, if he is dependent reviewer, he can say project X and Y are related to my research area or my professional attachments are with this specific project. So I know these projects and I have evaluated these project proposals or things like that. So, and then show that he is confident in you, that you can achieve your endeavors. The endeavors you have listed in your petition letter should be endorsed by this recommender. And finally, mention that if NIW based green card is approved for you, it will benefit the US. And as this whole thing is related to United States, at least I would suggest half of the recommendation letters must be taken from the personnel, from the experts in your field who are based in United States. Moving on to the next, letter of proposed endeavor and future plans. This is just a brief summary of your petition letter which I previously explained. In this is only 1 page document. This is kind of letter, summarized letter, which starts with the your endeavors, what are your endeavors, and then summary is summarized, and then explains in a summarized way that your previous knowledge, your previous experience, your previous projects, your previous research, and other things have made you very eligible, very strong candidate to achieve these endeavors. And then, if you are currently in connection with some US employers, US scientists, US based experts in your field who can offer you in future, not now, in future, that you after reaching United States they might be hosting you in their company, their institution, their research group, and things like that. So that should also be mentioned in this letter. But if there is no such thing is available, you can leave this portion, because job offer is not the compulsory requirement for EB2 NIW visa. So this is all for today's video. Thank you very much for being with us, being with me, and stay tuned for my upcoming video in which I will be explaining how to fill up the forms and what are actually the forms that are required. Please share this video among other colleagues, other friends who might get benefit from it, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.